the important now we're asking the right question, because here's the truth. And John Stauschel actually did a segment on this a while back. Well, okay, it's false. Okay, the truth is they're wrong. It's not the most important metric. It's not even that important of a metric, because we look at it in a bubble, where we look at public schools and we go, well, the smaller classes in public schools do better than the larger classes in public schools, but they still suck because it's all public schools. So you have to compare it to non-public schools. And there was a study done specifically. I believe it was in New York. We have it. It's from the Heritage Foundation. Yeah, we can bring it up right here.
Yeah.
Catholic schools especially outperformed public schools, and they had much larger class sizes. Okay, they outperformed them by a significant amount of significant metrics that they met, particularly like math. And by the way, black students in Catholic schools did better in math than black students in smaller class sizes in public schools. So this is actually a quote from that study. Catholic schooling in Washington, D.C. had a greater effect on students than decreasing class size. They did it with 10 more kids on average in the classroom. And by the way, 52% of the kids in those schools were not even Catholic. So I know what you're here. You're going like, Catholic school? I'm not Catholic. But if I were in New York City, I would consider putting my kid in a Catholic school. The Catholic schools did something right. They were far more effective for inner city children. You want to help? Instead of teaching black kids that all white people are racist, and today they have to deal with white supremacy, how about you go send them to learn under some white nuns for a bit, and they'll learn that you're full of crap.
Right. So this is Washington, D.C. is where they got that from. And by the way, Washington, guess who spends just about the most in the country? I think it's in the top 5 per people.
Yeah.
On public schools? Washington, D.C.
I don't know. Technically, they're not a state.
Well, I don't think there's anything crazy about a statistic, what they're going for. If you teach any kid individually, which is why people have tutors and after class that they pay for, there's no surprise there, because you're finding what that kid learns. I mean, you and I have talked about this. I didn't learn in the same way that other kids did.
Right.
So when I learned about audio video, and I had a teacher that actually took time to show me everything with editing, A+.
Right.
But it was something that I had interest in, and that wasn't the other teacher's fault, but it was something, I like this.
It was
a
the system's fault.
Right. Yeah, and once they find that thing in you that makes you want to do something, and they figure that out, and some teachers are able to do that with an entire class, which is incredible.
Yeah.
I do feel it's kind of few and far between at this point.